Welcome to another episode of Neon Radio Podcast. I'm Reece.
I'm Dan.
I'm Declan.
How the facials?
What the fuck was that?
I'm the frozen people.
Oh my god.
You forgot to put a tear in your eye coming down. There we go.
So visual.
So visual. The people listening to it are like, what the fuck is going on?
If anyone listening, I just dip my finger in my water and put it on my face.
He's trying to be a mime artist.
Jesus Christ.
And I was also really still.
Jeez.
Oh my god, what's going on? This week we're doing WandaVision episode 6. Back to the WandaVision Marvel Cinematic Universe world as we go through this slowly by the week. This episode's continuing the suit of the show is directed by Matt Shackman, and this episode's written by Chuck Haywood and Peter Cameron and created by for television by Jack Schaefer. She seems to be the underlying reason why this show even has the running story it has.
Right.
Both Peter Cameron and Jack Schaefer have written and been prominent in all 9 episodes.
Hey, what was Peter's last name in Mad Men?
Was
it Cameron?
No.
That's what it reminded me of. That was a good show.
Oh, that's going to drive me crazy.
Yeah,
I'll
anyway.
come back to it.
Yeah. Got a handbrake there.
A spoiler warning, we do spoil the episode, so go watch the episode, come back and listen to us. If you don't want to watch the episode yet, you can also watch our spoil-free review that comes out at the same time. Declan, your time to go first.
Me first.
Were you mid-yawned?
I was, yeah.
Caught out.
I wasn't expecting you to turn and look at me as I was
He's a
kind of
tired
like
boy.
I was kind of like a deer in the headlights. Definitely like a dip in sort of revelations and things like that for the most part of this episode.
Sure.
But I think as like a Marvel fan, it was kind of fun to just like be at that Halloween with Quicksilver with all the like real on the nose references that they were making to a lot of things.
Like the Kick-Ass reference?
That was a huge one.
That was like smack to the face.
Yeah.
And then just like general like X-Men references and things
Yeah.
like that, and the comic costumes and
Yeah, all of them had the original costumes, which is really cool.
and like just we're definitely seeing where all the budget's going now. With Quicksilver just running around doing crazy shit at the
Yeah, stuff like that, for sure.
And he seems to be on some level conscious of what's going on. It's
Doesn't seem to be. I don't know if they're bringing in they have to be bringing in obviously a multi-dimensional type of aspect. I don't know if they're melding Sony pictures with this harder than we thought they were.
yeah, but they really showed you Aaron Taylor-Johnson in the flashback to show you how different he looked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if someone else is pulling the strings and they fucked up fucked up his look or something like that.
I'm not going to lie.
I'm kind of annoyed with this episode.
Tyrone Blackshear
Yeah.
that comments into us every week, I think his one is looking more and more promising.
Yeah.
The Mephisto concept is looking more and more promising.
We'll go into that after we do our
for sure.
But I thought the ending was really cool this episode.
Yeah. That was the best bit.
It was, yeah. I like the ramifications.
But I think, realistically, you got to think like this is a 9-episode season. Like they got to hold off to the end to reveal stuff. I mean, every show does. Game of Thrones does that. How many times have you watched the Game of Thrones season just being in this middle section? It's frustrating when you're waiting week to week when they not giving you answers. But then when it's a whole piece, it all works together.
I don't like how they're like with her brother in there. She knows it's not him. Why doesn't she boot him out? Why doesn't?
Because she doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, that's what I think as well.
I think she's not conscious of.
Know.
I don't even know if she knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah,
really.
I think there's a portion of it there.
But why is that? Is that? Do you reckon they'll reveal that?
Of course, they will.
Yeah, they have to.
Of course,
I hope so.
But that's why things like Mephisto is looking more promising. Yeah. That or like some form of Hydra mind control. That's I don't know, something.
Like I said to my girlfriend while we were watching it, though, like you wouldn't really be that astounded if Wanda has had a mental breakdown because she's lived the most tragic life in the world. Like her parents were killed in front of her, effectively by an extension of Tony Stark. Her brother died in front of her. Yeah. Her whole city was destroyed, Sokovia, by Ultron. she teamed up with Ultron, and he turned out to be a mass murdering psychopath.
Yeah.
She accidentally murdered a bunch of people in the Wakandan embassy in Lagos, and then she freaking had to kill her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then watch him come back to life and then be
do it
killed again.
Yeah.
And then she was dusted and erased from existence and then brought back into existence.
I think that's what that yogurt commercial was about.
Yeah.
That's her on the island, and she can't escape it, maybe.
Yeah.
She's
maybe
going
it
to
was
stay there till she's dead or something.
about
I'm not
vision.
sure. Or even
Also.
Vision, yeah.
that, or even the idea of maybe these people that are in this village not being able to do things on their own.
There was a
so
lot
they're
of
slowly
I think there was a
fading.
lot of meanings to it. It was also like a Yogo commercial too. Which
Yeah,
was-
the fucking most morbid Yogo commercial
Yeah.
I've ever seen
Yeah.
in my life.
I remember
He's
those-
trying to get the lid off.
Those were the classic ones of the claymation
It's
style.
true though; they were really hard to get off.
Yeah.
You know, you had to always like you're
Have to do it
trying to peel
hard
it and
enough to get-
shit. Yeah.
I also really like that Malcolm in the Middle style opening of this episode.
Oh,
as
that's so good.
I didn't like it.
Didn't you like it?
You know what? I hated all the sitcom stuff at the beginning. I hated it.
Really?
I didn't like it.
Oh,
I
I loved
really
it.
liked it,
I loved that callback.
Yeah.
I'm getting over the whole sitcom thing. Like, it's, to me, it just feels too forced.
Actually, I kind of miss more of it.
Yeah, I really loved
Yeah.
I
see-
loved that Malcolm in the Middle was the one they went for, because actually when I thought about it, I was like, it makes the most sense, because even though 90s sitcoms like Friends and Seinfeld were stylistically a thing, there's not too much separating them from what we've already seen them
Exactly,
do.
yeah.
And then with the Malcolm in the Middle,
It was completely
And
different.
I was actually
it was like a handicam.
that's the
show.
thing. I was like, Malcolm in the Middle was actually like kind of like the middle child for the modern era of this like docu sitcom style that we do now, because that used to do him speaking to the camera and everything, and I was like, that's actually quite a important show in history.
Similar to like it's the in between. It's the progression of what was that show, Modern Family? Even?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
going into that type of dimension.
Yeah,
of things.
well, like it happened first with, we were talking about it on the last podcast, but The British Office was the first one that did the mockumentary for TV style.
Yeah, that's completely. That's one of the best ones.
Yeah, and then obviously it flipped to the American one, and then you get Modern Family and all these shows at the same time that did that mockumentary style of thing. And now it's evolved into like you've got Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is like not a documentary style, but it still does the little tidbits from that where it cuts away to quick
almost,
things and things like that, you know? So yeah.
Works in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Ever since Quicksilver came on, the chemistry on screen isn't the same. Like, I miss
A little different.
I miss the more Wanda and Vision in the same.
But that's
screen.
also because Vision
Yeah.
is totally not.
That's true.
He's not
Yeah.
down with what's happening anymore. Like,
That's what I'm hoping. There's a good payoff at the end.
well, have you watched the trailer for the next episode?
No.
Yeah, they released it.
Oh, I'll have to watch it.
There's actually a shot in it where he says to Wanda, "This is our home, and we have to fight for it." And they both fly up into the sky together. So
she's controlling him again. Or something.
I think that maybe he knows that he can't exist outside the bubble,
yeah,
which
I
he
wouldn't be
discovers in
surprised.
this episode.
Yeah, yeah.
You did notice one of the coolest things though is that as he's being pulled back into the hex, you can see underneath the strands of
Yeah.
like yellow
Well, those
running DNA.
yeah, well, those
That was
things,
so cool.
The parts of him that were being pulled back in are the parts that she's recreated of him, right?
Yeah.
So they're the things that can't exist outside, and he was
Correct.
reforming to what Sword had him pulled apart as in the base, basically. And the leader of Sword seemed very happy for that to happen.
Yeah, he wanted that to happen. It's the whole he wants him as a weapon.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the things that Kat Dennings' character, the girl that she got pulled into the hex as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
hacker.
did. Yeah, I wonder what
Darcy.
happened to her.
Darcy.
Yeah.
That she probably almost just found out and then, was taken. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's, I think it's no revelation that the guy from Sword is not a good guy.
Oh,
She also knows what Monica's like as well, because it showed briefly what her medical report. Did you see?
Well,
She
it's
hacked into
suggested that what has been suggested with Monica is she goes back into the thing that's going to fuck her DNA up even more. So.
Yeah. Which she starts talking about, like, I've seen cells and how they metastasize and change. But I think that, we're looking more so at something like they're gearing up to give her a character piece, like as another superhero.
Yeah, well, she's
Yeah.
But anyway, we should move on.
Yes.
We always just jump straight in with the show.
But yeah, it's I was just saying I was getting frustrated, and I don't know. I just want it to finish. I'm sort of
Really?
yeah.
Last week you were like, "This is fucking good."
I know,
It's one
well,
episode, and then
I
you're
wanted
like, "I
to-
wanted to finish."
I wanted to wrap it up. I want to know because there's still a lot of questions.
But that to me says that it's a good show because you're wanting to get to the answers.
yeah. I should say, look, it's good, but it's getting to a point for me now. I'm so okay. Let's wrap it up.
It's dragging.
Yeah.
Would it have been the same way though if it was all released in one go?
No, it wouldn't.
It wouldn't feel the same
No,
way.
it won't because you'd watch it all in one hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't. You can't break down each episode, and you just binge it.
So
But I think we're really spoiled now because I don't know, man. I still think it's really high quality, and also like 5 years ago, this would have been a 22 episode series because that's what TV was back then. So I think we're so lucky that we're getting
7 or 8.
7 like
Yeah,
this. And
I'm not complaining about that, but even I can wait. Oh shit, sorry. I can even wait a week. That's fine. But yeah, it's just I don't know. It's sort of getting a bit.
It's just
you're
you're feeling the elongation now.
Yeah.
You're like,
like Vision. I just wanted to, when he was coming out, I said, "Fuck, just get out of there, man," and just
he did
zap everyone.
He couldn't be out.
Yeah,
there,
he
though.
couldn't. Yeah, no. So
But
I
he
was
doesn't
like,
remember. He doesn't remember anything.
No. And the scene he had with Agnes, I really enjoyed that.
that was really good.
Yeah,
I quite
So,
enjoyed that as well.
It's like what your girlfriend said.
It is
Why can't you just go around and zap everyone? And then
well,
see what
because the idea then is that Scarlet Witch
frustrated.
is way more powerful than
Yeah.
Vision, and that she'll just turn everything back again. She'll go into their minds and just break it harder.
But also, what are the ramifications of turning everyone back?
Yeah.
Like, look how freaked
Chaos.
out they are. Like, look at they don't react very well to it. So
Yeah.
Then they got to leave the hex, and then what's going to happen to their cells?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what
And
annoys
then-
me as well. Is like what we said it before. She can control everyone else, but can't control her brother. So
Yeah, well, I think that's
'cause
where
I think there's more to the brother
that's,
than
Yes.
yeah. We see that.
so that's where
Comes up, yeah.
different theories are coming into play. I don't know how true the theories are. I don't know. They're interesting though.
yeah.
Well, there's literally a line in this where Quicksilver calls the kids demon spawn, devil spawn.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
Devil
Which is
Spawn.
One of the theories is that they're the children of Mephisto.
Mephisto,
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
But they do have the powers of Wiccan and Speedster. So they do run the gambit of it being actually Wanda's kids.
But as we know, that Marvel like to combine a lot of the different comic styles.
That's
together.
true, yeah.
So
I mean, it's not. I'm not surprised if Mephisto is the villain of this. I would not be surprised at all anymore.
yeah.
and I will say, just from the knowledge that we know that Wanda's going to be in the next Doctor Strange movie,
Yeah.
Mephisto is like Doctor Strange's main enemy.
Yeah.
So.
Up there, yeah. So that makes sense.
I was
Yeah.
just wondering as well because they're breaking the fourth wall now of this, sitcom style. I wonder if Deadpool makes a cameo.
Well, they're not breaking the movie fourth wall. They're breaking the fourth wall within the hex.
Yeah,
Kind
but
of
I
thing.
wonder. I don't know, I'm just thinking of other ways.
I still think that the idea is, to me, that there's probably the two different dimensions. One where this Quicksilver has come from,
Yeah.
or the idea of him has come from. And that dimension there holds our Deadpool, the Deadpool we know. And that's where they can find ways to mix Deadpool into this Marvel world without it being
Yeah.
odd. Because if you think about it, bringing Deadpool into any of these movies, it can work. You can kind of pull him back, but it's super fucking hard. And you got to make him like a super background character.
Like I said, if you wanted to put him in an Avengers movie, I think it would have to be, how they put, at the start of Spider-Man Homecoming when it's all Peter's homemade videos and you see events of Civil War from his perspective.
Yeah.
That's the way to
That's
do it.
how they do it. Yeah,
It'd have to
stuff
be
like
Deadpool
that.
in the background of like,
doing
you could have him, like I said, you could have him in the background of an event, but he's like filming it on his own camera and he's like, oh my God, look what's going
Yeah,
on.
you
Like,
can hear mother and beep, 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 you know what I mean, on like a phone or a phone or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I do think they can do it.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
There was also a reference to Wolverine. I saw in some of the articles on it.
no, that was wrong though. They were saying it was the hairstyle.
Yeah.
No, that's just how
That's
Speedster
Quicksilver's
looks.
hair. Yeah. So
Quicksilver. All right. For me, I found the episode was okay.
Yeah.
I was very similar to both of you. I think this was like a bit of a dip, which is a shame because I like the idea of the whole Halloween thing. But they did do what a Halloween episode would be like. This felt like the special in between everything. Like you know what I mean? It felt like it was just a themed episode, and that was it.
I think you got to have. I think just natural in the course of a TV show to have a dip.
Yeah.
Like I said, Game of Thrones always used to have an episode in there that just set the table and nothing really happened, but you needed it in order to push to get to the big points. Because I mean, you just jump from last episode to like you want it to wrap up. It's gonna skip a lot of things. Like
I will say, like they didn't have a lot of time to. Obviously, you don't have a lot of time to work with 25 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And this type of episode would have been better at like a 45-minute mark because you could have done a few little different things that would have been more interesting. And a lot of this episode is just you following Vision, watching people do things.
Yeah, so
You know what I mean?
frustrating.
And the frustrating thing is that they're still trying to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
And it's taking longer. And we're used to fast pace. Everything's fast paced now. And sometimes pulling back and watching something just occur is a nicer way to do things. I think this show's done well on that front so far. You're just on loudspeaker.
Oh, okay.
What's your thoughts on WandaVision episode 6?
Well, to be honest, I thought it was a really underwhelming episode. Like,
Oh.
I thought it was cool, like the ending and how how Wanda like expanded the boundary of Westview and I guess what that means for like Sword's investigation and stuff.
Yeah.
But like the rest of the episode, it was kind of like, yeah, it was cute with like the Halloween stuff and but yeah, that was pretty much it. The only other thing that I found relatively interesting was our theory about what's the neighbor's name?
Agnes, yeah.
Yeah, how like you think she's Scarlet Witch and then in the Halloween episode she was dressed as a witch, so is that alluding to that somehow?
Yeah, that she's some other witch, one of the 3 witches. Yeah, possibly.
Honestly, I think Vision should just go and like zap everyone's head so that way everyone goes back to normal and then Wanda is defeated. But that's my thoughts anyway.
Very good, Bella.
She'll end up wiping him out, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that, my love.
Oh, that's alright. Is
Yeah.
there anything else you want me to say?
No, I just wanted to
How
get...
good Reece is.
Don't let her lie. She's not going to lie on the podcast. All right, Bella. Thank you for that. All right.
That's alright. Have a good day. Say hi to everyone.
You too. Have a good one as well. Love you.
Alright. Love you too. Bye.
Bye. There you go. That was a good one to do.
yeah,
Little in-between segment.
nice.
Yes. Carry on.
All right. The general review here. Opening titles still rip. Just saying, I will say it every week. It'll annoy you. I will give it.
Wow.
There were no other clothes in my closet, is something Vision says at the start.
Yeah.
He goes, well, thank you for putting on the costume, sweetie. He goes, well, there were no other clothes in my closet. And then he goes, that's okay. And he jumps back into being normal again. I liked little things like that. Happens all the way through the episode. Like when she's talking to the neighbor that has like the Frankenstein face paint on.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes,
Yeah.
are you okay? Do you want something changed?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you're like, oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
So weird.
Also, like I just realized the Frankenstein makeup pretty fitting for what she's sort of done with Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind
true.
of just put
Yeah.
them all together. Yeah.
yeah.
Actually, it was a pretty good makeup. The what's it called underneath was freaking me out.
Yeah.
The little cut
Yeah.
that they had put on it. I don't know. It's creepy. It's gross. Oh,
I just like when he
Daniel,
walked-
I'm loving Daniel's disapproving look. He was like, oh.
Oh no, it's good. I liked how he walked off and he had had like tassels or something on his back.
yeah.
yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny.
I do think the things that slow it down are like the moments like this, though.
Nah, it's
Because-
not that. I don't like.
Well, the whole, like,
I don't
the
like that
kids are doing
Quicksilver. He's
it.
shit, eh?
Really?
I think that's what it is. He's just too overplayed. I don't know.
I think that's on purpose, though.
Yeah.
I think he's purposely.
I hope so. Yeah.
There's something not right
Yeah,
about
it's
him.
off.
Well,
yeah,
he's
she,
not
well, she
like-
knows it's off. Yeah.
He's not like the Quicksilver in the X-Men even.
Well, you don't really.
Like, there's
Well, he's
moments
not.
of him that you just like...
Yeah.
This doesn't sound like... The Quicksilver in the X-Men is more like punky.
Yeah.
And here he's more
Like a brat.
pulled back. Yeah, like
Well, he's
a
not,
kid.
and he's not like the Quicksilver in the like Pietro. He's not like Pietro. In
No.
he's not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Which is supposedly
Yeah, I think
who
that's
he's
what it
supposed
is.
to be.
Mm.
Like he's just like, I don't know why I came back looking like this,
Yeah.
but he's supposed to be that one.
And he's also like, how'd you pull this off? Like, this is so powerful what you're
Yeah,
doing and
that's right,
everything. And
yeah,
she's like, I don't
Know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um,
it's there. I guess, I'm just going to be more patient. But I'm sure they'll...
That's not one of your strong suits.
It's not. I want it now. Now. Damn it.
So we've talked about the lady crying, hooking up Halloween baubles. That's
cool.
That was creepy.
Yeah, I loved all that stuff. All the creepy stuff, I love it.
Yeah, I do have to admit the show does its best when there's moments like that, but you have to have that in between to get to that moment.
Yeah.
Like you can't just be scene after scene of weird shit, or else you're just like, this is just weird. The Yo Magic, obviously the creepiest commercial probably ever made. So we finally get, well, at least for
Both?
Tommy, we get for both.
Both, yeah.
But we don't get to see Billy. Is it Billy? Yeah. We don't get to see his superpowers really do anything properly.
Well, he stops
in
Billy with telekinesis.
He does
and
that.
he clearly has some sort of psychic ability.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. So he's got supposedly he has the same ability as Wanda.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm waiting for like him to like manifest a little bit of red energy.
Yeah, that'd be
He
cool.
kind of did though when he stopped him. There was a bit of red.
Was there?
Yeah,
I'd
I
have to
think
go
it
back
was,
and
yeah.
check. The whole everyone paused. I still find it super creepy when you see everyone in the street go like, just a pause.
Very Charles Xavier, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
But I used to find it creepy in that. There's something like innately in
Yeah.
me that like I see
good.
something like that and you're like, ugh.
Oh, I feel sorry for Vision, man. He's just got a... I don't know. If there was a fight between Vision and her, she would destroy him, mate.
I should probably just.
Well,
crush him apart.
even when she was like not really tapped into her powers in Civil War, that moment where he tries to stop her from leaving and she uses her powers, because Vision, what he can do is change his density, so he makes himself lighter and heavier, and that's how he flies.
Yeah.
And when they try to punch him and it just like, because he's made himself denser,
Yeah.
she controls his density and makes him so heavy that he sinks into the
floor,
earth.
yeah, that's
So
right.
like,
That, yeah.
so she literally is the perfect matchup to beat him because she can just control
Smash him, yeah.
what his body does, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's she's more powerful than 99% of the characters
And I was kind of
in the Avengers.
I was kind of
she's
wondering-
up there in the top.
I was kind of looking at and wondering if this was done on purpose with this episode as well, and with Wanda in general, but her powers obviously look more like the Reality Stone, and her power, what she's doing now, if it is her doing it, is more what the Reality Stone
Reality
powers than the Mind Stone, which gave her her powers. But it's never really specified what the Mind Stone did in the movies. But then you look at Pietro, and he's got that blue shimmer when he runs, and I'm like, that's more like the Tesseract.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
And the Tesseract
yeah.
was all about teleporting and
Well-
moving. So I'm like
okay.
wondering,
I have a feeling it's
makes
just the universal energy is kind of the concept still there.
Yeah.
Like just whatever that energy is present. And let it be whatever color it is. But yes, we do. Obviously the colors relate to specific things.
yeah,
I think that maybe the hex being red makes sense
yeah.
because it is a reality being built.
But isn't it interesting that like the Infinity Stones are sort of like not a part of the story anymore, yet
Yeah.
we're still feeling
They're always
the
going to be
effects of them.
prominent.
Like,
Yeah.
There's always going to be something present there from them,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
It's like when they did the first Avengers and, 2 movies, a bit more than 2 movies later, probably 5 movies later, we got Spider-Man. And they were still using parts from the Avengers
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
with Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was an awesome moment.
yeah.
Shout out to
They do really tie.
Vulture.
They do a
Mike
good
Keaton.
job of tying things together in a
And
way that makes
making it
sense.
work.
And yeah,
And-
that's good.
I mean, that was the best version of the Vulture I've ever seen.
Yeah,
There's no other good version of the Vulture that I've seen where it's like something that literally takes scrap pieces.
Yeah.
That's such a cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
and the suit was like fitting to the universe too.
So
like,
much better. Like,
and
so
the fact
much more
that
interesting.
It's interesting too in this sort of cinematic universe that the secret identity really isn't a thing, apart from Spider-Man until the end of Far From Home. Like
Pretty much, yeah.
everyone's identities are just known to the world,
Yeah.
which is like so they don't have to deal with that whole stupid thing of the love interest being like, oh my God, you were Iron Man the whole time? He wasn't just your bodyguard? What?
Well, they're less interested
Clark
in...
Kent is Superman?
I could never get over that. It's so silly.
They're less going on about the whole idea of them going after their loved ones. They're more... The villains in all the Marvel movies are more intrigued with just the heroes.
Yeah.
They're not interested in the fucking...
The heroes and
offshoots.
world domination.
Yeah. So...
They've got bigger plans.
Yeah. They couldn't care less for Spider-Man's grandma, you know?
Yeah.
It's just not for it. Or Aunt May.
I was thinking about it the other day because I typed in, like, who's the strongest
Yeah.
characters. And I went to, like, a Hulk thing. Then I realised that only usually have the Hulk in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, if it's in a movie, when the boss... Or, sorry, the antagonist is, like, super powerful.
Yeah.
That's the only time. So if you see the Hulk, if he's coming up in a movie, you go, okay, there's going to be a badass fight here somewhere.
Big
Yeah,
fight,
well, that's exactly...
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I
the
said
only way
that.
they use him, yeah.
Didn't I say that on the last episode that they have to handicap
Oh, yeah,
or
you
remove
did. Yeah,
the most powerful characters, and that's they're handicapping Wanda, like that she's just resigned to the
Captain
Hex.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel,
Yeah, it's true.
and Thor.
They're smart at doing that.
They had to find that they were creative in Endgame where they handicapped him where it wasn't that he was away, it was that he was fat and depressed, so that, like he actually wasn't himself. No, but that's what they did. Like,
yeah, but it worked.
you do have to, because otherwise the answer is just like literally at the end of Infinity War, Thor nearly kills Thanos by throwing his axe through his chest.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Where do you go from there? Like he's hit a peak. They had to
Yeah.
find a new way to. And so it's interesting that Thor's still going in the universe when you think about, and it, like I said, like Iron Man was basically Green Lantern by the end there with his nanotech, and Captain America could lift Mjolnir. Where do you take those characters now? There's not really anywhere to go except maybe they pop in if they want to do that. That's it.
It seems like even where they're going to be going with Captain America, he might even be, pass away as well. Looking at some of like the imagery in some of the trailers. I was looking at and I was like, oh, it looks like they're going in the direction that they're not going to do anything with Captain America coming back.
From the Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer. Have you watched that latest trailer?
Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
It looks good.
I saw a trailer, went for like
Looks
a
really
minute. It looked heaps good.
Yeah. Bucky's also holding the shield a lot.
Yeah. That's what I saw. Yeah.
It's cool.
Interesting.
That's next.
But they're working together. I like how he throws the shield and then knocks the shield around to him. And but then they're not working together. There's the whole like opening and ending of that trailer where they're in like a
Therapy,
psych office.
couples
Yeah. There's a Hulk.
They're doing cool things with it, man. They're going weird
There's
places.
a She-Hulk thing coming out too, did you see?
Yeah. That's going to be interesting. I wonder where they're going to go with that. So moving on. We've got the Everyone Pause, is what we just talked about. And then there's the Agnes dressed as a witch. Now, her dressed as a witch is one part of it, as well as the cackle at the end. I mean, I don't want to be the guy that's like, they're being on the nose about it. But they're kind of being very on the nose about it.
Also,
and I wouldn't be surprised.
that she's actually part of the opening credits as well. Says that she sort of got more to do.
Feels like there's more there.
Yeah.
And I still think that the fact that we have no identity on those pages just says a lot.
And how, like, when she gets snapped out of the thing, she's straight up just going to Vision like, oh my God, you're an Avenger. Like, she's saying, really, no one else is talking like that. Everyone else is like, my life, my life, my life. But
she seems too on the level with it.
Yeah.
Like, she's acting out even that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I want to know is if he's sort of died and recovered again and the Hex expanded. I wonder if he'll remember that or if he'll just get reset again.
I don't know. I think he'll remember what's occurring now. Because I think if they do go with the idea that he turns into like the white Vision, like that like very sterile looking Vision, then probably he'll still remember what's occurring now, but he'll have less emotion towards Wanda. And then that'll need to be brought back into it through the series. Or that might push Wanda further away and turn her more into a villain for the series to continue.
Well,
you never know.
What if Wanda is Doctor Strange? Is Doctor Strange's villain?
Maybe. I don't know. Like it's getting to a point here where they can do whatever they want. We've got the cells changing at molecular level moment. And then she sees dead Pietro again.
Yeah.
Because you get we had the Vision one in like the 70s sitcom moment.
Yeah.
And then we had this one here.
Yep.
Super creepy every time
Yeah.
they do that.
I know, yeah.
It still freaks me out.
Also weird because it's not the Pietro that died.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super interesting.
But they keep saying that this is the Pietro that died, but for some reason in a different... Is it because he's in the hex?
Nah, didn't
That it's
the
I don't know.
scientist chick say they got the wrong face?
Yeah. No, but
Yeah,
he's
but
saying
they-
he's saying I don't know why you've made me look different. But he's
Ah.
and remember how I was talking about the accents last week?
Yeah, he's...
Yeah, he
And
mentioned
they
that
actually
as well.
specifically talk about it, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Well, what happened to your accent?" And she goes, "Kind of weird."
Yeah,
Like,
she goes, "What
it's
happened to yours?" And then a cut.
Yeah.
The kids
Yeah.
came. The kids came.
something going on
Something's
with that.
fishy,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Super fishy.
And like I said, like 2 or 3 years ago in that interview, Elizabeth Olsen was asked what happened to her accent, and she said, "I'll never tell." So I feel like there's been some sort of plan in the works for a long
She
time.
also... I watched a thing where she was talking about the character, and this was about 3 years ago, and she went through everything that's occurring now.
Yeah.
And she mentions Mephisto and
House of
Magneto
M. Yeah,
and
she
House
mentioned
of
House
M.
still- yeah. So.
Yeah. So maybe... I don't know. There's more to it.
Something's cooking.
And then obviously our final moment of the show, they increase the barrier.
Yeah, that was a
Which
sick
is
scene. Eh?
Fantastic. With everything changing into like a circus.
Yeah, that was cool, man.
How cool is it the idea of Sword is changing
Yeah.
into a fucking circus?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's saying something.
Clowns.
Yeah.
I wonder what you
It's fun.
you don't see what happened to Darcy, what she turned into.
Yeah. There'll be more to her.
Oh,
A lot
100%.
more. Yeah.
And Geraldine and the cop, I forgot his name.
The
Woo?
FBI
Is
guy.
it Woo?
Yeah, Woo.
Yeah.
And the sword boss.
They-
all
did they get away?
Make it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got away.
Yeah,
That's right.
they
yeah.
all make it
yeah.
out.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. That's gonna be
Monica.
interesting now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Monica Rambeau. Not
Yeah.
sorry, not Geraldine.
Every time I hear it last time, I just think of Rambo.
Rambo.
Even though it's spelled differently, it's like, damn it.
So
John Rambo comes in.
yeah, so they're all on the outside and everyone else is basically inside.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
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 It's-
And all the gadgets are gone. So what are they going to do now?
Yeah. I don't know. They can get more gadgets and more people, but
yeah.
just as one of those things where I like the idea of the hex expanding. It also puts strain on her,
Yeah.
which is something that you can kind of see is falling apart now.
Yeah.
Like
She's got
you
no
look at the
control.
outer
She's
rims.
losing
The
it.
outer rims, people are just stagnant.
Yeah.
So she's not even able to like get them to do things.
No.
So what's going to happen if you expand?
But obviously
further?
they are doing things though because they were dressed in Halloween.
in Halloween,
clothes.
that as well.
Yeah.
So like there is some and then the scene with Vision walking out is like pretty hectic too. I thought
Yeah.
it was, like
Oh, when it's
watching
coming
him
out-
just
Exactly,
fall
yeah.
apart and fall to
Yeah.
the ground and like
Yeah.
the sword boss is just like
Yeah.
frothing on
Yes,
it.
yeah.
And you know what's weird? Monica gets thrown out.
Yeah.
And she easily came out.
Yeah. But
And
she put a
Vision-
bubble around Monica.
Oh,
But she's not dead on the outside. Vision,
yeah.
from what I can tell, is that Vision
already
basically
dead.
when she
Yeah, he's
recovered
dead,
him, he was in all those pieces, and the hex is the only thing keeping him together.
She's changing the reality in that location,
Yeah.
but outside of it is still normal reality.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, if the bubble does burst, that's very much in line with the House of M storyline, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 Did you want to go through what Tyrone said?
Yeah. Well,
the thing?
Tyrone was.
Tyrone's more in the know than we are.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Every week he sends us something and lets us know a little bit about his theories, and he's made a case.
Yeah.
He's made a case. He says.
He's lawyered
This-
up against us.
Yeah, he's Wanda's legal counsel,
Yeah.
quote unquote, and he's saying he's stating by the fact that she has DNA, witchcraft DNA, and in episode 2, the devil is in the detail. You notice when Wanda is using her hex magic, it leaves a red residue, and he's saying that everything in the show kind of runs red. There's red hex, but only when she goes back in. Pretty much everything red powers. The red on the advertisement, and I think that's pretty much all the things he brings in.
And he believes that Quicksilver is Mephisto in disguise, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either that, or he definitely says that the animals that have been around, the dog, the stork,
Yeah.
the rabbit, are all Mephisto.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I mean, all around, no theory's wrong at this point in time.
No.
And
they're only leaking out little bits of info.
And Tyrone, if you're right, man, I mean, we wouldn't be surprised at this point.
No.
And we'd be fine with it. It'd be great. I think it'd be fun.
I just want answers. That's what I want.
Dan's like, can we just fucking get to it? But I think that pretty much will bring us to pretty much no facts again. This one here had pretty much zero facts. The only thing it had was that it was the opening of Malcolm in the middle.
Yeah.
And there's also pays homage to Adam's family as well in moments.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But other than that, there was no real deep dive into this whole thing. There was only the things we've talked about, which is the kids having their special powers and who they are. So, final thoughts. Dan.
Yeah, I'm on answers. That's
just
my
you.
thoughts. I'm liking more of the reality stuff. I'm getting over the sitcom stuff. I prefer like the 50s and 60s better.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We've got 3 episodes left.
3.
Yeah, I'm keen to watch them. I'm still enjoying the show, but yeah, I just want to get some sort of.
I think we'll have one more patter.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
then 8 and 9 will be our...
Because they're coming out together. Right?
Yeah. Oh, no. They're coming out week by week.
Right.
We will be doing 8 and 9 together.
Oh, that's right.
Which is a bit of a shame because I think 8 is going to be our big episode.
They'll follow
And
the
then
Game
9 will
of
be to
Thrones.
round it up.
Yeah.
To round it up. But, I don't think that's a big deal. By 8 and 9 together, it'll be nice and cohesive.
I don't know.
to end the
I
show.
reckon the next episode will be better than this one. Has to.
Yeah, it'll build.
Yeah.
It'll have a ending that'll build. But I do think it'll still be a fluffer, like a little filler episode.
No, we better than this one.
Okay, all right.
Because
Okay,
building up, if we're going to go 8's going to be the cracker.
7, it'll have like an ending that'll be better, is
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it'll still be, this one here will be, we've got to go to 2000s now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this was supposed to be like a late 90s, early 2000s anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets a bit muddled.
This will be the interview one.
Yes.
It is. I've seen
Yeah.
the trailer. It's just,
Like the Modern Family-esque or
Yeah.
the Office-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it though. Every week I look forward to them, and I look forward to sitting down and still trying to find the little pieces. It's the best part of it.
Yeah.
Declan?
Final thoughts? Is that what you look at me?
Yes.
Look, it's definitely like a step down if you want in terms of action and answers and things like that. But with these things, I always try to look at the bigger picture and realize that if you were to view this as a whole, it would be, you wouldn't think of this episode as negatively, I think, because you'd be able to just jump to the next one and see what happens. But when you do have to wait that week, it does make that difference. But that's why I always try to like think ahead and go, no, well, you know, this is, you need parts like this to step to the bigger moments.
Yeah, well, I think the biggest moments in this were Agnes telling Vision that he's an Avenger.
Yeah.
He goes out and sees there's a barrier, and then bloody dies, and then the universe is her world's expanding, and her brother is just acting super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the pull.
Yeah, the last sort of 10 minutes were cool. Even just when Vision flew up above the whole of Westview,
Yeah, that was so
cool.
cool. Yeah.
So we'll see what comes.
Yeah.
We haven't had many huge action shots like those moments, those hero moments. And so when we see one now, we're like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the teaser.
yeah.
Yes.
I like the episode, but again, I think it is the dip of the season so far. I still would love to watch this series as 2 movies. I'd love to see the first movie be where it ends off with Monica, her storyline with the Sword Headquarters episode, like where it ends on that one, and they find out that it's a sitcom and blah blah blah, and then the second part of the movie, like a second film like that. I'd love to watch it in that way.
I think
I don't think it'll work as
I think it
movie.
works best as a series.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd love to. I don't know. I'd
cut them all
love to
together.
cut it
Yeah, right,
to
okay.
see what it would be like to feel as a WandaVision Part 1, WandaVision Part 2 film.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it'd be like a fun watch
Yeah.
if you were to put it on and there's no stopping. What?
He's looking at me again.
Why is it when I'm talking?
But in my head, I'm just thinking, when it's all released, you just watch half of it in one go. That's his first movie, and then watch the other half.
Yeah, but I don't want to have any of the
Breaks.
breaks. No breaks. Zero breaks.
No breaks. No breaks. Imagine Seinfeld
No
saying
pig.
that. No pig. There wasn't a pig. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I see it, man.
yeah, I'd be intrigued to see how that
I
would
don't know.
work.
I'm still. This show still has a massive TV feel to it. Like, I still struggling to find
Really?
$250 million. Nah.
Yeah, because I
Well,
think
not yet.
these last couple episodes are going to be batshit crazy.
It has to be.
It has to be, man. Like that, or these actors are getting fucking paid.
No, it's 100% the effects are going to go out of control.
It's
Yeah.
it's so hard to believe, but
See where it goes.
I'm going to remain optimistic.
So am I. I think I am optimistic for it. I
As
think
if it's not going to have a big ending. Come on.
it has to.
It has to.
It has to
100%
go
will.
fucking
I
haywire.
hope they show Doctor Strange again. So good.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if several Avengers just turn up for this ending. I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe.
I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Yeah.
Imagine at the end you just see, this the yellow circle come in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like, oh yes.
Or even
Could be into the next episode.
maybe. Never know. Or even like have in some way Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I don't know, even if it's on the TV screen.
Yeah.
What's happening in the background in the other part of the world. Or they just mention it on a walkthrough in a location. But I think this show's got so much potential.
Well, if you look at it, right, Sword, they've had their try.
Yeah.
They can't do anything. So what are they going to do? They've got to bring out the big guns.
Yeah.
Have to.
I don't know what Avengers are operating at the moment, though.
Well, there's because Guardians are gone.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel's gone.
Captain Marvel's
She's
gone.
gone.
Wanda's there. Vision's there.
Spider-Man's dealing with his own shit. He's probably on the holiday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he won't
that-
be able to, he won't be. He's got nothing compared
Well,
to
Far
them.
From Home is
Yeah.
set way later than this, isn't it?
I think,
Yeah, it
Far
is.
From Home is set months after the
After
snap.
yeah.
Yeah. So, who's left?
Who's left?
Iron Man.
He's
Iron Man's
gone.
dead.
Oh, he's dead. Shit.
That's what I'm saying.
All of
Captain
them.
America's old.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
It's
is
only
there.
Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strange, that's it.
Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
yeah.
they've done this whole reset thing. Hulk's around.
Hulk's
Oh,
Hulk's
yeah,
around.
yeah.
Could probably bring him in if you really wanted to.
Oh,
but
and
I
you got
mean,
Well, she said there's a Luke Skywalker level fucking cameo in this show.
so okay, who is her Luke Skywalker though?
That's the question.
Stark.
Remember,
Bring
I-
Iron Man back.
I reckon Fassbender or Ian McKellen coming in and doing some shit would be pretty fucking cool, but I doubt
wouldn't-
that will happen.
I think Fassbender would, if there was one, it would be Fassbender.
Yeah.
Because
But I don't know,
the
I think-
Magneto reference would be more in line.
I don't know. I reckon it has to be someone from the original Marvel franchise. So I don't think they'll bring in another.
Old man Cap. just with a
That'd
fucking
be
cane.
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That'd still be cool. Because he's,
I don't know.
but do you think
And that's
about it,
how he goes out.
they've had like a father-daughter relationship Wanda and
Yeah.
Cap through the movie. He's the only one that could talk her down off the ledge out of everybody and
Yeah.
He's the only one that she trusts because he's always been there for her and hasn't treated her like shit like the other people have. So, or Hawkeye as well. They had quite a close
Hawkeye, yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
But he's not a Luke Skywalker.
No, but that's I'm just trying to
Yeah.
pick which the ones that actually have a connection to Wanda
Yeah.
that
It's
would
got to
make
be someone
sense.
big.
Like Old Man Cap coming in and chatting to her would
Probably
make
do
a
it,
bit of
yeah.
sense
Yeah, he's the only one I think.
story wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I couldn't see. Hulk doesn't feel like a
It's a big call, man.
Skywalker type of thing. I don't know, man. I just don't know. Bring Thanos back.
I love Thanos, man. He was sick, eh?
All right, let's wrap this up. We just reviewed episode 6 of WandaVision. Join us next week for episode 7 of WandaVision on Monday. And then we'll have a break the week later and be back for episode 8 and 9 and the series wrap up. You've been listening to Neon Radio Podcast. I'm Reece.
I'm Dan.
I'm getting out of the hex. I'm Declan.
And you have a good week. Respect.